Hello and welcome back to the SNHU Esports Arena. My name is Shirley, joined here with Dargo once again to bring you your weekly dose of some Smash Brothers. Super excited to be back for this week. Got another, I say another game, but I feel like that doesn't fully state. This is the first game of the season, first game of NECC.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen today. Who we playing against?
We're going up against Fisher White today, so
Ooh.
should be, a little bit of an interesting matchup here. Fisher White could be a somewhat of a tough opponent to go up against here, but I mean we've seen this team they've shown up quite a bit.
Yeah.
SNHU Blue has been playing fantastic.
Yeah, they've kind of asserted their dominance right here in
Yes.
these past preseason games. With last week hitting some kind of showing who's boss in this NECC bracket, but we've seen nothing from Fisher, or at least I've seen nothing from Fisher. So I'm excited to see what we're going up against today.
Yeah, beginning of the season, this is the time to kind of feel things out, get to know who your opponents are, how they play, who they play. These are kind of big things here because, especially in Squad Strike, your individual performance as a player matters a lot, but what matters even more than that is how you kind of pick your matchups, because every player is going to have, obviously they have their character matchups, like, oh, this character might not be good into Y character, right? But then you also have your individual player matchups. Like this player's just play style might just inherently counter another player. And just, kind of getting to play some of these teams, get to know these players, get to know exactly how these players interact. There's a very unique side to Smash Bros. Squad Strike here that we don't necessarily see in many other games.
Right, and I'm very interested to see how our first runner-up Steven on his Mario will play up against the enemy's Lucas.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
That should be an interesting matchup, right? Because Lucas is going to be looking to really heavily try and zone out Mario. And Mario is a very fundamentals character, very all-rounder, but he's got a great combo game. He's really, really good at controlling space. He might, kind of struggle a little bit to actually get things started against someone like Lucas, but I'm interested to see kind of how they learn or how they play around each other here because, these are just both of these teams starters. So, as,
Kind of like
not
feel out what
exactly.
what's to come. Kind of test the waters a bit, see if it's too hot, see if it's a little too cold, or see if it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, and this will be a best of three, so we're going to be going through three different squad strikes. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for these teams to actually get to know and understand the other team, each of their players, understand the matchup, and also too close
This
to the camera.
man.
Also, these teams will have the opportunity to swap out players in between matches. So if they want to switch up their roster, they absolutely can. And so maybe, they keep something in their back pocket for game three. Something like that could be. There's a little bit of an extra layer on top of here in terms of how you play the kind of meta game that develops in these best of three matches.
Yeah, we could, and today we could probably see this first starting game. Just all right, we're gonna run with just our bread and butter kind of startup. See what happens, see how it goes, and hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's like, hey, if we brought in X player to play X characters or X play style, who knows? It could be a completely different game by round two.
Absolutely. And, such a big part of fighting games is, conditioning, right? And when you're going to be playing these extended sets, it's going to look very similar to, other fighting games. You might see like a first to 10 kind of format where the two players are just duking it out for like an extended period of time, right? But here you're going to get to see kind of this conditioning develop here in between these matches, especially if you see players who stay in between like all three matches. They're going to actually be able to develop a kind of play style and develop these expectations going into it. But something scary to note about Fisher White coming up here is that this first player going up against this Lucas is pretty scary.
Yeah, rumor has it he took down Murray State Gold. Murray State Gold. I was close. English isn't my forte, but like,
you heard it down the grapevine. They didn't get the name right. Whoever told it to you, they probably said it through a muffled microphone.
Yeah. But yeah, last week we saw SNHU almost do the same thing against another team, but
yeah, we saw on Grono last week on Terry just absolutely tearing things up, and when you've got this like squad strike is such a unique mode because if you're lucky, if you play well, you might never have to play your anchor on your team.
That is true. That is true. And now with this being a best of 3 and teams being able to rotate out players, we could see, for example, this Lucas dominate like three of our players, and then be like, okay, next time we play this, let's prep for this Lucas. This Lucas is going to be comboing us with the air, going to be a little bit nasty with the movements, and then be like, all right, we're starting off, instead of having a Mario lead, we could have a heavy lead, or just someone a bit more to counter, like a full counter to that Lucas.
Absolutely.
Or we could just, or on the same thing on the other coin, like our Mario could sweep 3 players. It's like, all right, we got to deal with this Mario off rip, and we got to see what's happening. And then, again, there's so much counterplay now added into Smash with this best of 3 that it's going to be almost impossible to predict who's going off rip.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm really excited to see this. And I think something that I really particularly love about the squad strike format, right, is, in other games that we have here at the Arena, you look at Valorant, you look at Overwatch, you look at Rocket League, right, you definitely have your star player on the team,
yes,
right? And they're the ones who are getting all the clips, they're popping off top of the scoreboard, whoever is having a great game that day. But in squad strike, because, you want to kind of save your best for last, you end up having a lot of instances where you kind of can showcase some of the, maybe underrepresented players on your team. Like, of course, everyone knows that this player is the best person on the team, but they're the anchor of the team because that makes the most sense, right? You don't want them to come out right away and potentially, you don't want them to have to get fatigued trying to play through the entire team or anything like that. You want them to save the best for last.
Exactly.
And so you get a lot of times where you get to see players who maybe, aren't necessarily like the big clip farmers who get up there and you get to see them, get to really know how they play, how they play their character, and just get to know the whole team a lot better.
They're kind of like the scout. They kind of like scout around and be like, all right, how is this? And like kind of be able to like judge the rhythm. It's like, okay, I'm very flexible. My play style can bounce between a few. I can stall myself out. I can kind of expose my opponent so that way my team watching this can learn and be like, okay, this is the rhythm of X player, or this is the rhythm of or this is the rhythm of X team or of X pattern. Watch out for, and then everybody watching can see the key mess ups that people do on both sides and be able to counterplay. It just becomes a counterplay lasagna.
Yeah, absolutely, right? And I think also kind of going into just the way that it's structured, right, you kind of do have that tension of, like, when the final player comes out, that's like the boss fight.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a drama that builds up the entire time you're going through the squad strike. So, it's like, yeah, I mean, we saw it last time when they got, last week, or I think it might have been the week before that even, but Insignia came out, final player on the team, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, he is the number 4 Bowser, or the number 4 player in New Hampshire. Yeah, like, by the way, you have to beat him now. Good luck. And right, and
after
it's
already being whittled down so much.
You fight through like 3 different people, and then suddenly like 4 more health bars show up, and
that's always the scariest.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like a phase change cutscene. It's
The
terrifying.
music switches to, changes from English to Latin.
Yeah, that's when it gets really scary, right? And there is that just kind of tension in Squad Strike that makes it super, super fun to watch because, you do just you're working your way up the totem. It's like fighting the Elite Four or something like that. Every single match kind of has that rhythm and that drama to it.
Yeah. We've seen what SNHU can pull out with our rhythm, but I'm very curious to see what Fisher's rhythm is. So,
yeah. Absolutely. We are just waiting to get in game right now, so we are going to throw it over to a little break while we get situated, get set up, and get ready to go into Game 1. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned for our first game. Hello and welcome back as we get ready to go into our very first matchup of the night. This is the start of our first of our best of 3 set. Getting started off with Steven versus Sock'em 16. Sock'em able to take down Murray State Gold earlier on in the season, completely solo, so definitely a scary matchup to behold here. But SNHU has definitely been doing a great job at holding their ground and just establishing a really, really solid presence in these first few weeks here. But now that we're in the first week of the actual season, I'm so excited to see how they go on against each other.
I am too. This is gonna be a great matchup to start off with. Lucas likes to play those high-end. Ooh, nice stage spike. Anyway, likes to play around those kind of air juggles, using kind of his PK fire and freeze to help set him up for those juggles to just get you off stage and send you flying. But Mario likes to is able to balance all around. He's got Flood. He's got the Reflector is going to be a huge staple in Mario's kit. And misses the PK freeze off the edge. That was a close one.
Yeah, great recovery there from Steven, but he is going to get launched right back out. Will get past that PK freeze again. Going to roll on the ledge, get up, but ooh, that was scary. It's stage spike coming out there. We'll be able to kind of get a little bit of the cape out, but Steven's he's at a very, very high percentage right now, and that is not going to kill, just barely though. The Thunder forcing him to delay that recovery for as long as possible. Gets the great throw, not gonna kill quite yet, but both of these players, this will definitely kill right here, and Steven is gonna take this first stock off of Sock'em 16.
Hey, if it doesn't work the first time, try it again. Ooh, the star KO.
Even things out right away.
Just even, you know, just high enough, but still, that double back throw was really great, and was really great on Steven's end, and great recovery on Steven's end as well. Now let's see what both carriers pretty much at neutral, I say, as Steven's been comboed, but there's still a lot of game to go. Still a lot of game to go. Steven's kind of got that understanding of both characters have seen how each other plays for a stock, and now we just got to see the adaptation game.
Yeah, I would be a little worried if I'm Steven in this situation right now, though, because Sock'em is very, very low still. Barely taking any damage on this stock, whereas Steven, I mean, he's already in kill range if he finds something good here, but a great combo to come out, going to even up a lot of ground here. Sock'em stuck on the ledge. He's going to get knocked off here. The Thunder coming out will get him back up, but Steven not quite ready for that roll on the ledge. Get up. We're going to see Sock'em get a chance to play this ledge, that 2-frame, but not going to hit. That's so huge for Steven. But this throw is going to force him right back off, and he's going to have to play this recovery game yet again. He's going to be able. Doing a great job taking another stock here.
Yeah, Steven's been doing a great job of adapting to this Lucas. I mean, being able to recover, just watching how that Thunder went. That PK Thunder went to be able to position himself perfectly to send that Lucas flying. But now he's got to be very careful. Ooh. Getting out at 158. Stayed up for a long time. I'll give him credit for that, but still, hey, it had to come sooner or later.
Yeah, fantastic spot dodge. He's going to lean into it.
Jump out whoop into the dunk. Oh my.
I cannot believe he set that up. That was just perfect stage positioning right there that led to that situation. What an incredible combo to finish off this game. And Steven just doing a great job closing the game out, taking out Sock'em right off of the bat. And now he's going to keep going forward. He still has 2 stocks left. That's so huge.
That is huge. That is one way to assert dominance over Fisher. They're probably coming in like, all right, we got this team. We beat Murbury on our own. Justice Lucas, we got this. And then Steven comes in, only takes 1 stock off just to get a player down. He's looking at me happy as all can be. It did look rough in the beginning, but hey, he played the adaptation game well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game. If you're the one who adapts faster, you are going to just win the matchup, right? and we saw that happen right away. Sockham was doing a fantastic job of controlling a lot of space early on, and Steven having some issues getting in early, but found his way in and just was able to exploit that a lot. And it was really just a few key mistakes that really lost the game there for Sockham, like missing the Thunder on trying to play the ledge, let him get up, get a free side smash, sent him right off the edge, and then at the end there just getting caught in that such an unfortunate position, that spot dodge punish to secure that game.
That was pretty clean.
You say it was clean. I say that's dirty. That was nasty.
It was. I honestly could not have predicted it coming out, but it was perfect positioning. The rolling was perfect. He read that Lucas like a book to be able to hit him with the double back throw.
Yeah, absolutely incredible there, and I'm so excited to see Steven stay
in. And this is just the beginning.
Yeah, this is the first game of many coming out tonight, so I'm glad that Steven's staying. I want to see even more of this Mario, because Mario's such a fun character to watch. The combos are so cool.
Yeah, but I definitely know one thing that Steven's probably looking out for is that maybe not his entire, but a good majority of his set has been exposed to all of Fisher, so they kind of got the understanding where, like you said in the beginning, he was kind of in the beginning. He was it was really hard for him to get in and initiate and break that neutral. So my prediction is they're most likely going to have someone who excels at having that little farther range, who has a little bit more range than, or a little bit less range than Lucas, but enough to where they can keep Steven's Mario at bay a lot better than this Lucas.
Yes, I would like to see a character, particularly a Swordy, come out to actually be able to control a lot of space with very active moves, and actually kind of try and shut out the Mario. Because the Mario, I mean, he moves in quick, he gets a hold of you, it's going to be so hard. He's got great tools to actually, counter zoning. Like I saw the cape, get a ton of usage there. He was able to block a lot of really impactful projectiles that would have been able to control a ton of space, but he just is able to delete them, right? And then the same thing with Flood. We saw it come out a little bit there. I don't think it's too great in that matchup because I don't think Mario wants to keep Lucas away from him.
And I'm pretty sure also Lucas's Grav Eat is also I'm pretty sure the Grav Eat you can eat Flood, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though, but it was also a good play so that way that Lucas doesn't heal up on recovery.
Yeah, that was really, really big. And I think we saw there a lot of what makes these kind of games go by, or what makes these games really, really impactful here is when or how these players play the advantage that they get, right? Because we saw a lot of the time there when we saw the Lucas kind of get the chance to play the advantage, play around the ledge, was relying a lot on his projectiles there, wasn't able to find too much value on the ledge too often. A lot of the time, the kills that Sockham found, or I guess the kill that Sockham found, was just off of a throw, right? It was not off of playing the ledge, which is, if you're Lucas, you really want to see that. You really want to be able to get these consistent connections with your projectiles and really be able to just be a dominating force off stage, because if you have a projectile that you have 100% control of, that's so dangerous. If you're off stage, it can be a really real nuisance to deal with there. And we saw in that situation there that he just didn't find too much value out of it, which is something unfortunate that we saw in the matchup.
It is a bit unfortunate, but again, both players played really well to what their kits had. So I'm guessing it looks like we're getting ready to move into this next match, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a great game. We got the Mario versus Fox. Not a sortie, like we kind of hoped.
It's actually the exact opposite, right? I want to see someone control space here against Steven, but Vibes is just going to be looking to try and get in as quickly as possible. I think Steven needs to drop off the edge there, lose the stock. As now 3-2. Actually, he did lose 2 stocks in that first game. He did. So he does only have the 1 left, but Vibes, we'll see how quickly he's able to dispatch with this 1 stock, or if it's going to be too much of an issue. Steven already finding that first grab, jumping up with the Nair. Great combos coming out. Just trying to get some control here at the moment. Vibe's doing a good job with this movement, controlling a lot of space here. The very good combos coming out is going to build up a lot of percentages there on Steven, and already he's up to 63% off of just 2 interactions. Vibes pretty much up to the same amount there as well. Steven just trying to, he needs to just pretty much find 1 stock. If he can find 1 stock, this is all worth it. He just needs to not kind of go even here.
We've seen him do it. We've seen him do it before. Let's see. Can you pull it? Can you pull a round 2 out? But this Fox is going to be really dangerous for Steve.
Oh! That's why you don't rapid jab into shields, right? Because it is so easy to get that perfect, just absolutely perfect parry and get that big punish right there. Steven has already accomplished everything that he needs to. He's at 128%. He's barely hanging on to life, but if Vibes gives him too many more opportunities to play his game, he could find himself at a 2-stock.
Steven's living it up right now.
What was that? Vibes is now, like I said, he's lost 2 stocks in this match. Steven still holding on to the one. He's been 135 for so long.
It is electric in the arena right now, ladies and gentlemen. My word, what a show from Steven.
That's 2 out of 4. That's 2 out of 4 down. Steven's going down the list. He's checking them off. He's going through. He's got 2 more to go through. 1 stock. What's the big deal? He just got his health reset back to 0. You know.
He came into secure a package. He came home with 3 freebies.
Yeah, I mean that was just an instance where if you're not ready for Mario to pull up that kind of stuff, if you're not ready for those spikes to come out that early.
We even saw the ambitious spike at the end. A little bit of a miss, but we know it was all calculated. It was, had to bait him into it. Had to bait him into the air dodge. So when he land, just boom, hit the forward smash.
Wow.
Let's see if we can see this replay coming up. That was exhilarating.
I need to see that second stock get taken again. That was so fast. I cannot wait.
That was insane. And if any of you clipped, here we go with the replay.
Maybe not. Maybe. Technical difficulties.
But
this
if not,
a work in progress.
Work in progress. All new today. But if you were in stream and caught that and clipped it, tweet at. Oh, here we go with the replay. Tweet this at SNHU Esports.
No way.
Did we see both of them?
Oh, beautiful. No, that is disgusting. Are we allowed to show this on stream right here?
I don't know.
That's not okay. And what is that?
It was a bait. It was a bait and switch.
I can just watch this on repeat over and over. Just leave this on.
You know what? I might have to. That might be my new wallpaper on my desktop now. Just those clips going through.
Yeah,
that was exquisite.
Very well played from Steven.
Chef's
Obviously, yeah. Chef's kiss. Put it up. Absolutely perfect. We're getting close to going into our 3rd game here, and hopefully, if you are Fisher College, you are going to finally put a stop to this man's reign of terror, right?
Yeah,
because Steven has been just chewing through it, and it will be another Spacey that comes up.
Falco's coming back for Fox's revenge. And now Steven bringing it back down to 1. And I'm really curious to see what this Falco can do against Steven.
Yeah.
Both characters just playing their neutral.
Blue getting some decent damage off early on. Steven finds a good hit, but going to get rapid jabbed out of it. That blaster hit not connecting. We'll be able to get a little bit of a punish there. Finds 2 hits going in. Oh, so close to getting that spike, but will find himself.
He knew what he was doing, but hey, I respect the try. I respect the effort that went into it.
You know what? That is so much extra credit done by Steven right there. And look at him on. He's smiling.
He's like, cheatard.
It happens. That's go next.
GG, go next.
It happens.
I had my time.
That's kind of what you expect to happen when you go into a set that with down 2 stocks. It's a 1 versus 3, right? And Steven, last match just absolutely chewed through them. But looking here, I mean, Steven's finally out. He's out of the ring. He's taken 2 with him. All right.
He ain't going down alone. I'll tell you that much.
He's going down fighting. But SNHU, they're still 3 strong. They've got to go up against 2 remaining on Fisher College here. And they've got a decent player pool to work through here. I mean, they've got Insomnia, Crust, and Quackers to work with, who are all active in this best-of-3 set. And these 3 players are crazy. These are incredible players.
Yes, if any of y'all have seen any of the previous streams, and you will know this face, this Quackers coming in with this. I'm hoping it's the Pokemon trainer, and this man he's gotten so many what I would say clean stage spikes.
Yes.
His Pokemon trainer is a sight to behold. I'm excited to see what happens tonight.
I love seeing Pokemon
I
trainer
do
here
too.
on stream because it gets to the there is like a character arc, right? Like, you're on Squirtle building up damage, right? Then you go to Ivysaur. Quacker's Ivysaur is goated. It is a crazy good
I'll
pick.
tell you this, he does not have a fire weakness.
Oh, absolutely not. And I mean, if anything, he's just spitting fire, right?
He is part fire.
And Ivysaur, that down air on ledges, just hitting the 2-frame with that, it is deadly. And then, we've seen the times where Quackers has been up on stream. He gets the high percentage. He's like, okay, I'll just pick Charizard and Flare Blitz you. I'll just Flare Blitz you until you die.
He's like, hey, if I'm gonna be at this high percentage, I'm taking it down with me, hitting those Flare Blitzes with insane knockback, and yes, it does rack up damage numbers on himself, but hey.
You're at 140%. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
What's the difference between 140 and 160?
Exactly,
right?
Especially when you're a heavy like Charizard.
Absolutely, right? And that versatility is what makes Pokemon Trainer such a good pick. All 3 Pokemon are really solid. None of them are, I'd say Charizard's probably the worst, but he's not bad by any means. He is a decent character with good moves to have. If any character had the option to just switch to Charizard whenever they wanted to, they would be a better character,
Absolutely.
right?
And here we see Quackers' Pokemon trainer against this Falco. Both sides have all 3 of their stocks. And now let's get into the action.
Steven does have his water cannon built up, just trying to control some space. Needs to start building up some damage. Does find a little bit of a hit right there, but he's taken a lot of damage himself as Blue just controls some space here. Oh, that spike so early on in Blue. It's doing a great job. Steven now coming in, Quacker's coming back in, switching to Squirtle, trying to find the damage here that he wasn't able to get on this first stock. Gonna switch over to Ivysaur now that he's around 40% here.
Ivysaur is a good pick here. Pretty stable, and being able to, with his strong hitting moves, being able to send this Falco flying. But also pretty good recovery if I don't say so myself with that Vine Whip.
Ooh, what a good hit right there, but he's going to be able to recover to get back up on the stage. That up tilt launching him right back up. Now switching over to Charizard here. He's at 80%. Might as well get that extra weight and get a little bit of a benefit of just being able to get these free Flare Blitz. This fantastic shield going to go into the back throw, now trying to guard him up into the air. That up air not going to connect. Dodging right through it. Perfect guard! Fantastically done, and now he's on the advantage once again. Going to be able to stop him from recovering, but only for a little bit as Blue starts to come back in. Not going to be able to hit that stage spike into the side air combo that he's looking for. But Quackers, he finds a good Flare Blitz right here. This is over.
Ooh, unfortunate up smash coming out from this Falco, sending that Zard up at high percentage. But ooh, early switch into the Zard. Easy. Yeah, an early rotation coming out from Quackers.
And he's going to take so much damage because of this. He's so heavy. He's going to eat so much combo hits from especially a character like Falco. Now he's already 108%, just trying to get back up on stage. Is able to, but Blue following up right behind him. A very nice star KO there. Is going to start making some ground back up for Quackers. These stocks are going to bleed through into the next round, and a great punish there. Gets Blue up to 29%. He's looking to really try and find some early KOs here with Charizard, but could be difficult at such a high percentage. And that Flare Blitz, unfortunately, just stuffed by the blaster. Going to go too low. He's not going to be able to get back up on stage. That's going to be a round down for SNHU.
That is a bit unfortunate for Quackers, but hey, a good thing to remember. This was only SNHU's second player.
Yes.
Meanwhile, going up against Fisher's third. So being able to take unfortunately not able to take as many stocks as we want to. Oh, we almost got a sneak peek of something, but unfortunately, not able to take as many stocks as Quackers would probably hoped, but hey, honestly, one's better than none.
Yeah,
if
I
do
mean,
say so myself.
SNHU are still holding a lead here. You know, it did go from a 4-stock lead, or sorry, a 3-stock lead to just a 1-stock lead here. But you know, they are still going to have an advantage going into this next round. This player who's coming up to the plate is going to be able to have a little bit more leeway in not having to worry about that 3rd stock. They can play a little bit more aggressively. They can really just throw themselves out there. You know, they essentially have a free stock for them to do whatever they want before the game actually starts to matter for them.
Yeah,
which is so big.
And with how long this Falco's been in the game, they kind of have that somewhat advantage of being able to see how this Falco plays, and to kind of counter them. And I actually believe we're seeing a mirror match.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My eyes don't deceive me. I believe that is Cruss coming in on the Falco.
All right. Well, that'll be interesting to see. Falco versus Falco. I mean, that's a very, kind of honest matchup there.
Yeah.
These are two classic combo characters that are going to be looking to rack up a lot of big damage. When we saw how Falco performed against Pokemon Trainer there, was just doing an excellent job at building up a lot of damage very quickly, as well as having some great tools to stuff out things like ledge recoveries and just control space with that blaster.
Agreed. And I'm very excited to see what Cruss does against in that mirror matchup. I think it's the first time on stream that we've had a mirror matchup like this before. So I'm excited to see how not only Cruss starts off from as soon as the game gets started, but also how both Falcos adapt to the other.
Yes.
And seeing that's going to be huge for both sides. That shimmer, maybe we'll see some shimmer reflects on the blaster. Maybe we'll see some blaster stalls. Maybe there's the possibilities are endless with mirror matches.
Yeah, and something to say about mirror matches coming in. Yep, here's the Falco versus Falco. Mirror matches are notoriously frustrating for players because the other person knows your character 100%. They know the other character perfectly. So it's kind of a situation where you're playing against someone who has the exact same tools that you do. You don't really have any advantage over them, and you both know exactly what the other person's character does and how to counter it to the best possible ability.
Exactly. This match is going to truly come down to play style and again, adaptability, and who capitalizes on who first.
Yeah, Blue has already racked up a lot of damage here on Cruss, but Cruss is finally getting an opportunity to actually find some more fantastic combo off of that platform, and now he's taken a pretty significant life lead here as Blue is at 82%. Cruss getting knocked off the stage. Will be able to get right back on, though. And already, I mean, he's taken a great position on the stage here. Going to be able to find an up air there. Finds a great kill hit there.
Great kill. Yes, great kill right there coming out from Cruss. Really kind of showing this Falco who's the true Falco of this arena tonight.
Yeah, I am kind of loving this matchup here. That is such a crazy play coming out. We're seeing Blue. I mean, he knows that he's only got one stock left. He's got 3 to chew through. He has to take risk, and there's one right there. That up smash is going to be able to send him right on out of here. And now he's already starting to rack up damage once again. As Cruss having some issues getting down from this platform and securing actual presence on stage.
Yeah, Blue is doing a really good job at adapting to Cruss's Falco right now. Now, even though down the stock, unfortunate input from Cruss, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's pretty much even game right now, and yeah, it's anyone's game. Honestly, it is anyone's game right now in this mirror matchup.
Yeah, he had a pretty significant lead right there, but now, I mean, he's going to have to kind of worry about having to play on an even footing. That was the big advantage he had going into this here in Blue and Cruss. Currently, Blue's taking a lot of damage
combo
here.
right there.
Yeah, I'm loving these spikes in these combos, trying to, extend it if he does hit the platform here. Just really fishing with these up tilts here, but Blue now taking a pretty significant amount of damage, up to 115%. Cruss able to get him off the stage. A fantastic spike, not going to be able to follow up on the combo, but now Blue getting knocked up once again. Now has to worry about recovering, going back down on the stage, and a fantastic drop through on there into the back air. Is going to be able to find that kill. Blue goes out, and Cruss takes a little bit of damage in that round, but stays in, takes a lead over Fisher White.
That was a great game by Cruss. probably took one too many. He got one too many stocks taken off him.
Yeah.
As he would have liked. However, he still knocked out Blue.
And he's still in, and
Yeah,
that's the
he's still
important
in.
thing. I mean, Steven shoots 3 stocks holding on to 1.
That
so
is
it's definitely,
true.
It's in this situation where it's like, yes, he's at a disadvantage going in, but if he really, really shows up in this next match, he can absolutely put in a ton of effort, get that extra credit going, and just keep moving things along for his team. He doesn't even have to, win this next game coming up, right? He just has to take one. Just take one, and then it's absolutely worth it going into this.
Yeah, and as we saw from that last game, once Krust gets rolling, there's no stop until the combo's over.
Yeah, and we saw some crazy combos there. I mean,
instantly. What was that from like a solid
it was like
20 to 80?
Yeah, that was like 20 to 70, right? Like that was a lot of damage that came out, and I think especially knowing a character like Falco, who is going to be a really big combo character, knowing these stage-specific combos, like knowing like, okay, this is a combo that kind of works. I guess it would work on Battlefield as well. But you kind of knowing exactly how all of your combos work on specific stages is perfect. And we're going to take a look at the replay for this last match. Get to see some of these kills that came out. That back air every time it hits, it's got me like.
It was a good read there too. It was a great read. This combo was a sight to behold. I believe that was a 60% combo that we just saw in that last reel.
Yeah, and then this is the drop through. This is such a just taking that position. You know that like when you're held up on that platform there, you're in such a dangerous position.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of characters up tilts are going to be able to reach you. A lot of characters up smashes are going to be able to reach you. Characters have great options to attack upwards, right?
Yeah.
But that found a fantastic opening there, dropped down, got the back air, just knocked them out of here, and what a fantastic end to that round. It was a little bit of, maybe a sloppy round, but still found some really, really great plays in there, found some great reads. He's just going to have to go into this next one with one less stock than he would have had otherwise.
Yeah, honestly, not going to lie, that at the end, that last kill, I got I will admit, I got confused. I didn't know who was who in the smash because it was just red. It was just like red and black mixing with all the different the Falcos literally inside of each other, and just I'm like, who got hit? What happened?
That's a mirror match, man. I mean, it can get sloppy sometimes.
It happens.
It can get a little hard to figure out exactly what's going on, but it is just one of those situations where I think for a lot of players the mirror match can also kind of get to your head.
Yes. As we kind of saw a little bit, there were a little misplays, I believe, on both ends, and that is what happens in a mirror match. You see someone up playing the exact same character you are.
Yeah.
You do smell a little blood in the water to kind of assert that dominance.
You don't even have to be an ego player to kind of get in your own head during a mirror match, right? Because it can be so easy just to go in there and be like, oh, this guy's playing my character. This is
to show
my
his
character.
boss.
Yeah, right? Like, you got to win, right?
Yeah.
Because this is a pure fundamentals match. And
No,
so a lot of
agree.
players, it can be a lot more intimidating and a lot more challenging going into that match than any other matches. Even a very unfortunate matchup there, at least you can be like, well, the other character just beats mine. That's not fair.
Yeah. But honestly, I'm curious to see what we're going to see out of this Mewtwo coming up. I am excited. Yes, I know it's not a little Mac. It's not a Piranha Plant. Not like the ones I'd always hope. But
we saw the Piranha Plant already.
We saw the
Piranha
Plant.
I
can check that off my list. But it's not a little Mac. But as someone who was kind of a Mewtwo player in Melee and a little bit in the beginning of Ultimate, I am excited, and all the stuff that I've heard about Mewtwo, I am excited to see what a Mewtwo at this level will behold.
Yeah, Mewtwo is such an interesting character because he is a very weird character. Just from the way he moves to his his actual move set, he's not a popular character that you see too often there. So when you get to see a Mewtwo, when you get to see, there's like 90 characters in Smash Ultimate. I haven't kept my finger on the pulse too much.
There's at least 4.
There's at least 4. In the base game.
In base game.
I think
there's at least 4 characters.
There's probably quite a few in this game.
Might
and
be
so there's a lot of underrepresented characters, and Mewtwo's definitely one of them.
Agreed,
So it's always fun to get to see some of the characters that you don't see too often here. Krust going to drop 2 stocks off right at the start of this as Ray comes in getting ready for this match. Mewtwo versus Falco. Getting started off here. SNHU, they're still up a player. but Ray is the last line of defense for Fisher White.
Ooh, huge parry trying to get. Ooh, the double reflects were insane, coming out from both sides, and reflecting that shadow ball into a confusion reflect, and now Cross out here trying to hit those combos is able to get them off. Huge stage spike coming around from this Mewtwo's massive hitbox. But again, Crush just being able to combo this Mewtwo is a bit scary on the side of Mewtwo, but there's a lot of room for growth and mobility on the side of Mewtwo.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely has a lot of room to make stuff happen with his movement here, and a fantastic Nair coming through is going to build up some damage here, but does have to worry about this life deficit that he's working at. We'll take a blaster shot there, going to kill some of his momentum. Still going to be able to get up to the ledge pretty safely here. Playing this, just that little standoff there, you always love to see it, but now back again to this ranged game here, just reflecting back and forth. A great combo coming out there. Gets Crust up to 93%. They're both basically within kill range here. If both of them find themselves in a good position for it. Blue coming right back up is going to get, what a great read from Crust there to chase that fly forward there. He does it, tries to do it once again, but Blue finds a hit right there. Going to get some free damage off of that. Not going to let Crust get that punish off of the roll, but now just looking to control space right now is the name of the game for Ray.
Yeah, this Mewtwo has been doing a really great job of playing their life, and with Mewtwo being spoke a little too soon, but hey, I will give credit where credit. Oh, I will give credit where credit is due. Mewtwo was a little bit of a menace to deal with.
Yeah,
a little annoying. Mewtwo's high recovery and high air mobility is just honestly, I'd say one of the best things about him. Just being able to go from almost edge of stage to the other side.
Yes.
In a single leap.
Absolutely. I mean, he has such control over his movement, as well as some really great ranged options and some great, long-range attacks that really allow him to control a lot of space. And that's something that we saw there going on a lot. A lot of time Crust is on the Falco. Falco, any space he really is just going to look to get in on you and stick on you and just constantly, just harass you with these super fast, super good combo attacks that they have. And against a character like Mewtwo, it can be a little bit hard like that. We did see, some of Mewtwo's unique mobility there maybe kind of led them to be in situations where they were a little easy to read, like we saw Crust chasing when the Mewtwo tried to fly up off of the ledge. That's just going to happen sometimes, and it did kind of open up to a hit once, build up some extra damage there, but fortunately for the Mewtwo here from Fisher College, they're going to be able to stay in without losing too much. They took one stock in damage, but now, they got to worry about now the anchor for SNHU's team. It's going to be Insignia.
The man, the myth himself, number 4 in the state, hitting on that Bowser. This, I was almost going to say this is going to be a great Pokemon battle, but not really. Bowser's Mario, but
he's
see
basically a Pokemon.
Yeah,
really.
you see what I'm poking at. It's pretty much like if Blastoise's cannons got ripped off and he
shot fire instead of water.
Yeah, and he shot fire.
I think
absolutely.
You could probably make an argument for Bowser being a Pokemon.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some fans out there that have done arguments. That hey.
Sorry, I'm just checking. Can you guys give me your expert insights on the Bowser Mewtwo matchup?
So the Bowser Mewtwo matchup is.
I need to know in-depth knowledge.
In-depth.
I know you both have.
It's a very common matchup.
It is.
Yeah.
It is frankly a very common matchup.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to be
with
one
the hitting and the reflecting of things and the walkthrough.
I think legitimate insight.
Okay.
I think that Mewtwo is going to have a tough time playing. Some of my insight is fraudulent.
You heard it here first, folks.
Sometimes I sit up here and I say things that I make up just for fun.
I hired you. That's crazy. Well, give me your insight though.
Yeah. So I think that Mewtwo is going to have some trouble playing the ledge against Bowser because Bowser is going to have that flame breath coming off of the side there, going to be able to control some space with that, control some actual air game here, which I think could be a potential thorn in the side for Mewtwo here. But this is kind of a very traditional fighting game matchup here of Mewtwo is going to be a zoner trying to keep Bowser out, and Bowser's the big heavy character just trying to come up, trying to grab a hold of you, trying to hit you with these big attacks here. There's the first grab right there, and Ray already starting to build up a lot of damage here, struggling to keep this big body character out from his effective range.
Yeah, and one thing Blues got to remember is just one good hit from Insignia at even a middle percentage will send him flying. Mewtwo is, even though he is big for his size, but the size of Bowser, he is still technically a lightweight, so he does fly off the stage very easily. Bowser, however, little more challenging to send flying.
Insignia's having a little bit of a tough time dealing with this Nair, but we'll be able to send Ray off the stage, looking to maybe go a little bit deeper here. Not going to hit the 2-frame, unfortunately, for him there, but trying to just get control over the stage. He's been struggling a little bit here. Definitely, probably a little bit of a tough matchup here for Bowser, just with how slow and how heavy he is. Mewtwo going to be able to get these big combos off on him. He might be a zoner, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be able to rack up some damage, although he might struggle a little bit with kill power. I say that, but he finds a fantastic stage spike to close out that stock.
That was a little bit unfortunate, but hey, we saw what this thing was trying to do, trying to recover, but unfortunately, the Mewtwo neutral air was just able to spin him away.
And now, I mean, just continuing to rack up damage with this Nair. It just comes out. It's so active. It's so fast that it's so hard for Bowser to actually control space with his tilt attacks and actually just, you know, go out uncontested. But a fantastic, yeah, that drop kick coming out.
Dropped him out of the stage.
Fierce, throws him off the left side, and now Ray's coming back. One stock left, still 0%. Gonna get the confused though. That's some big damage coming out. Insignia has to recover back onto the stage. Will be able to get back, but now, I mean, he's got to just try and do as much damage as he can before he loses this stock.
Great play on that Mewtwo's down special disable, and also great recovery from Insignia out here. Still
not dead. Still not dead. He's hanging on here, getting right back up. Gonna get a nice hit on him. He's at 191%. Finally, we will see him get sent out of the ring as Ray is now gonna take a ton of damage here from Insignia, finding these combos. That 2-frame not gonna hit, but will take a little bit extra damage from that Nair. A little bit hard for him seemingly to actually react to win the multiple hits. And now in a weird spot right here, but that get-up attack is going to be able to knock him out of that charge smash attack.
That was insane.
That's textbook Bowser right there.
That's just Bowser 101, baby.
You get caught. That's elementary Bowser right there. You get caught blocking that, you are gone. You are absolutely destroyed. And that's what we saw as Insignia closes out our first set in our best of three. That was only the first set. So now,
what a start!
These teams are going to have a chance in between sets to kind of maybe revise their roster a little bit, shake things up, figure out, you know, if there's anyone they need to tweak, change up their order a little bit. They know the matchups now, but they don't know how they're going to kind of change the roster here. So we're going to get to see the replay here of this final game. Get to see some of these.
Oh, that was just beautiful.
Yeah, just loop this one over and over and over. I think
that's all I want to see.
Just the shield crush into the.
There's
side
been so many good clips tonight off this first round.
You still got,
and it was a close one at that. It literally got down to the last stock on both sides.
Yeah, I mean this could potentially go to a third set if
I'm
it continues like this. I'm so hyped to see how this plays out. But we are going to take a quick break while we get ready to go into our second set. We'll be back in just a little bit. Until then, stay tuned. Hello and welcome back as we get ready for our second set. We've got Rotten up versus Ray. Rotten wasn't in our first set, so glad to see him coming through right now to represent SNHU in our first game.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Rotten's gonna play against this Falco. Both players just kind of like just chilling in neutral right now, but
Technical difficulties?
technical difficulty maybe? I'm not 100% sure, but hey, we got an Ike out here. We got that sortie you wanted.
That's true. We did get the sortie that I was looking for, and Rotten is, I mean, whenever we see him come up here playing these sorties is pretty well. This is, hearing this now, this is a lag test coming up. We got baited, unfortunate. But
it is on Fortnite.
Yeah. Well, is there what lag test?
It was a lag test.
Yeah.
It was a lag test.
So
I'm getting a premonition.
Yeah.
From the voices in
Is
my
it a
head.
lag test.
I think it's this thing called a lag test. Just
Yeah.
to make sure everything is.
It's a handworm. You know,
hand
they're
worm, just
still
to make sure
getting
everything is
set
all
up,
set.
but they are about to go in just a second. I was gonna say that was kind of
I
quick
was
going
like,
between the
we're
sets.
neutrals,
Yeah.
but hey, this
Yeah,
guy's.
this is interesting neutral that's being played right here.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, hey, you could have told me being like, oh yeah, no, this is how neutral with Ike. This is how you want to play neutral
Yeah.
with Ike against a Falco.
He was actually using the ancient tactic of pretending you're AFK.
Exactly.
And then popping off
Hey,
as soon as they approach you.
I've seen times where that has been that has actually worked. You just play there, they just don't see you.
That's true. You
That's what
don't
the John
if
Cena.
you don't move, you're less threatening, and that they might just walk. They're like, oh, I'm friendly, and then you
And
kill
then just
them. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, they are destroyed instantly. But now we're getting into the actual game here: Rotten
There we
versus Blue, Ike versus Falco.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting set of to see. We saw Blue's Falco coming out earlier, but now up against someone completely new who they haven't seen before. And like I said, we were kind of hoping for that sortie. We got a sortie in the form of Ike. And it's gonna be interesting to see how both players play against each other.
Yeah, I mean, Ike is definitely one of those characters, definitely considered to be one of the, the less popular sorties, right? But still definitely has a lot of strength there in the ability to just have really long reaching normals, as well as just hit incredibly hard and control a lot of space always here, which we're seeing, against someone like Falco, he wants to be kind of constantly stuck to you. It's almost like he's got a big fly swatter to just knock him down every time, but he will seemingly struggle a little bit to actually get back up on the stage, potentially if Falco goes in deep. After him, we're at a fantastic hit. Gonna give Lunch the advantage here, 2-frame, not gonna hit. But Blue stays back up on stage, just trying to build up as much damage as he can, as Rotten now over 110 finds a nice hit, is able to recover back onto the stage.
That was a good hit there by Rotten.
That's gonna kill.
Hitting that ether to send Blue down a stock. Yeah,
we like Ike.
We like Ike.
We like Ike.
We
And
do like Ike here.
I mean, he's likely going to get taken out by that hit right there. We're reset back to a neutral game here, 0-0. I think that both these players have gotten a good chance here, kind of get acclimated to each other, figure out how the other one plays here, because at the moment we're seeing already these two are doing a great job at actually avoiding and adapting each other's attacks here, although Lunch gets a nice up tilt there into some big damage at 52% now for Blue.
Huge combos coming out from Rotten. Yeah, Ike is, like you said, Ike does have those long-reaching normals, but one thing to remember, he is also, as we've seen, a pretty heavy hitter.
Yeah.
So these against a Falco that wants to stay close, just if that Falco's in the wrong position, he's not getting hit with a fly swatter. He's getting hit with a baseball bat.
Yes, and that could be very, very real here. But we'll see also, because Ike is so heavy, is going to be big combos for Blue, who is able to get a nice punish off of that up B, going just a little bit off target there. But now Blue is able to play a little bit of advantage here, playing against Rotten on the ledge, trying to just control some space here. But once again, these two are just trading blows back and forth. This is a slug fest. These two scramble for positioning on this stage.
Yeah, both players are doing an excellent job of reading each other and adapting to each player's movement. The ether again, call it 2 for 2.
It's just so brutal, and instantly, once again, Blue's just going to come out and reset our scoreline here. We're back again, one stock, 0-0. The Rotten Lunch is already starting to build up a lot of damage, and Blue is finding these combos early on to get this life lead established and very, very healthy in the favor of Fisher College.
Yeah, these two players are not holding anything back, going blow for blow. Blue's been doing a really good job at keeping the zoning out Rotten, but now Rotten's starting to get a little bit of momentum lead, maybe? Getting back on stage. Now, this is honestly one good hit from either or. Decides his first round.
Yeah, Blue, I mean, he's at 60% right now, but that is a fairly lethal range here for Ike to catch you in. Nice, I like that, going above him there as opposed to committing for the ledge. Gets him into a nice center space on the stage. He's at 120% though, and that means that, you know, really if Blue finds a good combo here, that could be it, but it does take 2 big hits there, up to 84%, and this is a scary spot for Ike. Could potentially find another up B there. The spot dodge is fantastic into the hit that sends him off the top. It's going to be Fisher College that take the first game. Blue securing the bag.
That was an insane first round. Both players going blow for blow. If one got KO'd, the next was soon to follow. And now just the plays, recoveries, the adaptation. The adaptation is what I loved the most from these, especially, I would especially say from Blue, because Blue came in before, played 2 other of SNHU's players, and then just Skyrotten comes in, just like, what's up, I'm starting, how's it going? He goes, who are you? And is able to adapt and treat him like a worthy adversary to a good slugfest.
Yeah,
start us off.
There was a lot of mind games kind of going in there because in this kind of matchup, you know, Falco should by every right just be able to run up on Ike, you know, control a lot of space, but then you also have like kind of controlling a lot of space there as well. So it kind of comes down to how these two play neutral, and will Falco be able to find the ways in? And those spot dodges are big because Ike's moves, I mean, they're big, they're slow, they've got a lot of recovery. But you find a nice spot dodge there, that's a big punish for Falco.
Yeah, Ike, like as we said before, Ike may be heavy hitting, it may have great range, but to kind of counterbalance that, it does take him a good hot second before he can do his next attack, which does leave someone who wants to get in quick into your face and combo heavy like Falco to be able to capitalize on spot dodging those heavy hits from Ike and just send them from 20 to 70 in one combo, and then just try to rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. In this kind of, I mean, especially when we saw how the weight of the characters really played into this matchup here, where Ike was able to find a lot of early kills off of Falco, who's relatively lighter, and Ike, I mean, he was hanging on for a while in some of those, on some of those stocks, because he's just so heavy, and Falco has such a hard time actually just getting these big hits on these characters. We're seeing Steven come in for SNHU to hopefully take out this last stock here on Blue. Blue, I mean, he just needs to keep things going, find as much damage as he can, and try to secure that lead. Keep it steady for Fisher College, because Steven, I mean, he is deadly, man. He will not relent if you give him the chance. So for Fisher College, this is a big moment for them on whether or not they can secure this lead.
Yeah, Blue was, I believe Blue was the one who took out Steven, but he did get a little, I will admit, and even he will admit, he got a little greedy there, so really doesn't really know. I guess it hasn't really a true match between Blue's Falco and Steven's Mario hasn't been established, but in that first round, Steven did kind of make a name for himself. So I definitely know, I can say with almost certainty, Blue is not going to take Steven lightly on that Mario, especially with hitting that blaster reflect and the combos coming out, just racking up the damage.
Yeah, and I think Steven is a great player to put in here, kind of in the middle of your team's lineup, because he is a very consistent player. Just having him right in the middle where he can, kind of play for these long durations without getting too fatigued makes him a great kind of middle player here. Although he isn't able to find a lot of these hits, a lot of these punishes that he's looking for here on Blue. Blue has built up a pretty large percentage here on Steven. That could be just a stuff right there, just like that.
Hit him with that spicy meatball to get him off the edge.
I mean, it's not the flashiest way to kill, but I mean that takes some game knowledge right there to just hit the fireballs right on target, because they do have that arc.
That just as you saw it, that just like clipped the edge. I think if that was just like a step backwards, that would have just bounced right off the edge, and that Falco would have been able to recover.
Yeah.
But hey, great plays on the side of Steven. Great map and character knowledge for understanding where he has to be to just barely get through to knock that Falco a second time to prevent him from recovering.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think you can really state how important it is that Blue did not get a kill there on Steven, because that lead that Fisher College got in that first game is now gone. These teams are now completely even. It's like these first two matches didn't happen at all, but we are going to see Steven up here coming up again versus, I believe, Sockham on the Lucas.
Yeah.
So this is just, a rematch.
Just
running it
rematch
right back.
one. This Lucas is here for revenge. I mean, to be fair, was somewhat going blow for blow if my memory does take me right in that first match. But hey, both players are warmed up. Both players are hyped. This Lucas is going in to try and insert back his dominance over here. But hey, I will say, this is going to be a game to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really exciting because you know that Sockham was just like, oh, run it back. Put me in, coach. Like
round 2, let's go. Start it right now.
Run it right back immediately, because like you said, that was not an easy game.
No, that was
ran right there. So seeing this comeback once again, hopefully looking to turn the tables a little bit this time, and if Sockham's able to take down Steven, get a little bit of that redemption that he's looking for and start to build up some momentum for his team once again. But this is a big match in terms of how this set could play out here, because if this is just easy 3-0, then that's huge, but it's very unlikely that it will be. These are two equally matched players here.
Yeah, equally matched, equally skilled, and equally determined players. Again, like I said, going back to that round 1, let's see what's going to happen here. The rematch has begun.
Now Sockham going in, just trying to control some space with his projectiles. PK Fire making some contact there on Steven, getting some damage up, and will be able to get that punish going up into the spin, not able to hit that stage spike. Trying to build up some damage here, but both of them just holding their shields down. Not
very
take
risky.
That hit. Yeah, he's holding the shield for quite a while there, taking a lot of damage to it. Steven gonna let Sockham heal just a little bit here, but now they're just trading combos back and forth. Steven desperately does not want to get off the ledge here against Sockham, who is doing fantastic with these snares and just controlling space.
Oh, the reflect and the stick to send Steven flying. This is the same Sockham we saw last time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a very close matchup between these two. So very exciting to see. Sockham taking an early lead here, already building up that percentage towards Steven. And now PK Free is not going to connect on the ledge. Steven reclaiming that center stage space. Now just trying to close the distance here on Sockham. Is able to get a good hit, start taking some space here, trying to follow up on that, but that dodge roll coming out, tech roll coming out is going to allow him to get away, secure some space. Flood fully charged for Steven. Could try and really play for something big here if he gets Sockham off the ledge here, and he will be able to.
That was a close one.
Yeah, grapples right back up.
Yeah, that spelled a little bit of danger right there for Sockham, but great recovery coming out. And now now both at mid-stage, high percentage. The back air,
that is
the back
so
throw.
Fast.
That was insane.
That's so hard to react to. You just got to not put yourself in that situation in the first place here. And Steven, now down 2 stocks, needs to finally make good on this one from Sockham, but he is healing back up by absorbing these fireballs. He's forcing him into a situation where he's really able to just grapple back up onto the ledge here instead of relying on Thunder to get back up, and that is very big here for Sockham, because once he starts having to use Thunder to get back up, he puts himself in a really dangerous situation.
Exactly. Last match we were just talking about Ike having very long recovery frames, or having to take a while to get back to square one. Lucas is in the same position with that Thunder. He's exposed and open. Huge spot dodge coming out from Steven.
The spot dodges are immaculate tonight. They're doing such a great job. Like, just some of these reads coming out are crazy. But speaking of reads, Sockham is going to secure that set without losing a stock. And this is, like I said, a pivotal point here in this squad strike set here. That is a lot of momentum that Fisher College just gained. And, things were even right before this.
Yeah, that was this round was a huge momentum swing for Fisher. And pretty much casually taking 3 stocks off of SNHU, and now looks like we're probably seeing Insignia come in with that Bowser, and I'm pretty sure Sockham is content. He got his revenge on Steven. I think he's gonna go for more. He's gonna want more.
Yeah.
I think Sockham smells the blood in the water.
I mean, he's got his teeth kind of sunk in here. He just needs to thrash. But the question is, will he be able to keep things moving on here? He still has 3 stocks strong. It's gonna be pretty much, even going in. So SNHU putting in Insignia, I like it. You putting a great player forward to actually try and deal with Sockham, who's clearly definitely shown up since his first appearance here in the first set. He is definitely ready to try and take this as far as he can here, and this is a big point here for Fisher College and whether or not they're able to break through this match.
Yeah, exactly. If SNHU is able to get a 3-0 like Fisher just did to them, this is going to be one of the biggest slug. I honestly believe that this is going to be one of the biggest slugfests that we will see coming out for opening week.
Absolutely.
NECC.
Oh yeah, it is.
Wait a minute, that's not a Bowser.
That is not a Bowser. That is a Corrin.
That's a weird looking Bowser right there.
Yeah, that's it's kind of a dragon. I get it, but
close enough.
I don't remember Bowser looking like that. But going here into this matchup, Insignia not on their signature character, but coming in as the Corrin, trying to secure this game for SNHU, trying to reclaim a little bit of this momentum that has slipped away from them. They're 3 stocks down. They have to secure this match in a super clean fashion here, and that's what they're looking to do by putting Insignia up here. Although Sockham finding some good damage here. The Insignia, who's just controlling a ton of space with these normals.
Yeah, Insignia on the Corrin is definitely, I'd say, a sight to behold.
Going down that kill. What an incredible play. Going in deep for that risky maneuver is going to pay off big for Insignia, who finds that first stock only at 35%. He's still holding on tightly to this life and making Sockham pay for that last round.
Yeah, it looks like Insignia has Sockham on the foothold, just trying to get the space and just trying to find a place to recover it. Insignia's giving him no room to breathe on this Corrin, which is pretty much exactly what you would want against a Lucas. Just making sure he isn't able to set up his range, be able to set you up in the PK fire, or freeze you, let alone that.
Yeah.
But both players are doing Insignia's doing an insane job of keeping that pressure on the Lucas. And
Corrin has got so many great range options here. That almost killed it just off the bat. We'll get a little bit of that health back by absorbing that, but Insignia now at 113%. That's to play a little bit more conservative here, but will almost take Sockham off the top. Going in deep once again. Gotta pop the wings out, just send him away.
Just hit him with that gust, send him flying out of the stage. But that was insane twofer coming out from Insignia. And I want to point out, great stalling on that forward smash, getting that the chainsaw sword to just tag a little bit, staggering Sockham to not be able to move to get hit by the jab in that forward smash.
What a recovery from Insignia as well. Now at 160%, holding on, is going to get finally taken out by that up throw as we bring things now 1-2. Sockham still down a stock and already taking some damage as soon as Insignia gets right back up. These combos coming out, trying to carry Sockham over towards the ledge, but he will be able to re-secure this center stage position that he's looking for, trying to really just put some distance between him and Insignia, just trying to control this area with moves like PK Fire and other projectiles.
Yeah, as you said, this Lucas just constantly throwing out those PK Fires. It hit those zones to combo up, but Insignia's not having any of that going out right now. The adaptation coming out from those past 2 stocks lost from this Lucas is great and fantastic. And Insignia first seeing him on Bowser, now on Corrin. A huge play style change. Definitely, I will say, probably tripped him up in the beginning.
Yeah, and I mean, they're pretty much even in terms of damage right now, but Sockham, once again, is that stock down. Insignia is having some trouble getting right back up on this stage. Finally able to get back up, just not getting these hits, and will launch Sockham off the side here, but Sockham able to easily get right back up and get past, but the wings come out once again and send him away. Insignia holding on with 2 stocks left, reclaiming some of this ground for Southern New Hampshire.
Yeah, You could see there in those player cams, Insignia was just hyper focused. He was using everything that he had warmed up for today and practice in those times before. He's here to make his statement.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really incredible play calling out and just sort of stemming the bleeding that was going on there for Southern New Hampshire has really, really made up a lot of ground. Secured this game, taken Sockham out of the equation, who is a dangerous player. You absolutely cannot let him go on any further than that. So the fact that Insignia only lost one stock there is so, so huge for SNHU.
And that also shows you how well Insignia plays. We saw Steven fortunately get 3-0'd by pretty much what I would say a completely different Lucas from the first round.
Oh, absolutely.
And then now Insignia coming in, losing a stock, but pretty much I want to say it might have been a little bit. I honestly still think it was a different variation of a slugfest. It was still sluggy, however, not as much as that first round we saw with Rotten and Blue, Rotten and Blue.
Yeah,
that was probably the definition.
I mean, there was a round there where Insignia was at like 150%.
Yeah.
You know, he was really, really holding on
Insignia
there.
held his own for getting such high percentage, but both sides did really well.
Yeah, I think it's great that Sockham. I mean, Sockham did get the extra credit he needed. There is still a slight lead in the favor of Fisher College. So the fact that he held on, he sort of passed the baton off to the rest of Fisher College, who are waiting in the wings. We're going to be seeing a Fox coming out next from Fisher College. So another one of these Spaceys coming out, another big combo character you're going to be looking to see. I mean, against Insignia here, I'm interested to see if he stays on the corn, if he swaps over to Bowser, because going up against the Spacey, the Bowser pick is a little bit risky. You know, you are big combo food. That's exactly what a character like Fox wants.
Yeah, exactly. Or do we hit the mystery box and Insignia just casually pull something else out? Like, honestly, that corn pick, I think that was
that's the first time we've seen him play it on stream.
That's the first time I've seen him play it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I know. Actually, no. I did see him warm up with it, but I thought it was just for diversity to help us as the teammates. But no, I did not know about the corn pocket pick.
Yeah, I mean, especially in Squad Strike, having a deep kind of pool of characters that you can play is so big, because being able to just swap over to something that fits the matchup that you're being put into, so that you can just do as much work as you can for your team with the least risk possible is so big. I mean, it's always nice, and fighting games usually have like 2 characters you play, you know, and one of them is usually like your main character, you know, it's like a backup in case you got like a really bad matchup here. But in Squad Strike, being able to really efficiently and effectively counterpick with characters that you excel with is huge.
Yeah, exactly. So, and as the enemy, as our team knows, it is going to be against a Fox. You definitely, I look over and I see Insignia and Duffy strategizing over there. Wonder what's cooking in those Stu's minds.
Well, what were they cooking over there
that
at the
is the question
SNHU
on the table.
Sports Arena? We'll see. Coming out, going to stay on the Corrin versus the Fox. I like this a lot. Kind of taking the fight more directly in. Going to try and match a similar pace towards this Fox and really, really hold on.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a great game. We saw the Fox a little bit last time. Not a little bit last round, but not much is known. You saw kind of Steve and Mario and just that was it. So this is I think this is Vibe's turn to kind of set the stage, kind of make a name for himself.
And we're now seeing Vibes trying to control some space here, but has taken a lot of damage from Insignia. We'll finally be able to rack some of that back up on his opponent, but we'll take some hits in the process. And now Vibes, I mean, the longer that he holds onto the stock, the better, but he needs to make up this life deficit, and he's doing a fantastic job at it. Only turning to a 2-point life deficit now into a benefit for him, but Insignia will break free from that combo and try to control some more of this stage space. Blue will get launched up, and PD goes.
Back here
goes in once again. Just boop, pop the wings out, fly him out of here. An express trip to the next stock. Now 0% for Vibes against Insignia's 108. Insignia really needs to fight tooth and nail for this stock. It's going to be a hard-fought stock to hold on to, though.
Yeah, I will give credit where credit is due. Fox did have some pretty good combos, getting up and sending, almost sending.
That
might I
didn't
say,
kill.
Insignia out. Close but no cigar, but hey, again, like I said, credit where credit is due. This Fox has been doing a great job at racking up that damage, hitting those combos, and just keeping Insignia juggled. But Insignia has been kind of pushing back with his hard hittings and the insane back hair that Corrin has.
Yeah, Vibes needs to close out this stock immediately. And Insignia, you can see him playing a much more hit-and-run playstyle. Will get the pin into the kick. Blue now taking a lot more damage at 82%. Gonna find finds the stock. Lead Vibes down to 1 with 0%. He needs to hold on even longer. He cannot allow him to equalize this without taking his life in return. And Vibes now at 21%. Insignia is now 163. Scary. 168. Still just barely holding on. Really, really utilizing this hit and run play style.
Yeah, this is pretty scary for Insignia. Almost hitting the 200%. Being pretty easy to fly off, but already the pin delay. Just fantastic bait, but already, like I said, we already see Vibes at 60% after just losing their stock. And so we know Insignia is now here to mess around. Off the top, unfortunate, but hey, that was almost a 190 core, which is immaculate.
That's not a character you see get that high too often.
No, that's something you see Bowser
exactly.
get up.
And Vibes, I mean, he's at 60%, but he is making up this difference, and that is so big already. Insignia is now at that life deficit. Actually going back and forth here a little bit, but now, I mean, this is really anyone's game at the moment. It's going to be whoever finds this last big hit to really close things out as both these characters reach their kind of kill range here. Not going to hit that 2-frame, but that's okay. We'll be able to secure the shield into a follow-up hit. The wings not going to collide. That would have been a kill hit, though.
That was really good tech by Vibes, being able to bounce off, using that fire to bounce off.
Oh! We were almost ready. We were popping off and screaming, but now, I mean, he's still flying off that pin, not going to connect. Blue is still in this. There!
They honestly, they had me in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. That star KO zoom in, I thought he was gone. But great and insane recovery and directional input from Vibes on that Fox. It was immaculate.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, we're seeing here a lot of the time is just the combos that are coming out. Insignia down to his last stock, still has to hang on. There's still one player left in the wings for Fisher. SNHU still have 2 left. I mean, Insignia has 1, then they have their final player waiting in the wings, holding on. So, you know, we don't know who exactly be coming out quite yet. But
I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, we haven't seen a Mewtwo.
We have not seen that
last
Mewtwo.
We saw Fisher's anchor is a Mewtwo.
That's true, and whether or not they change things up, we're not too sure. But if that Mewtwo comes out again, it could be interesting. You know, because that's one of those matchups where if it does come out, which again, no, we don't know. This is complete speculation on whether or not it's not Mewtwo
it's not
coming
Mewtwo.
out. It's another mystery anchor pick here.
And let's spin now, Mr. Mousketool. What are we getting?
Getting a Ganondorf. The little voices in my ears, the little people in my headphones tell me that JD is coming in representing Fisher College on Ganondorf.
Ganon.
We'll see how it works. That's an interesting pick. I'm
not gonna lie. I
the
heard
confidence it takes to get that one going.
Yeah, honestly, I hear Ganon. First thing that comes to my mind is, are we gonna see a reverse Warlock punch?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Right?
Who knows?
That'd be
a
sick.
great clip. But I'm very excited to see a Ganon come up to play. I have seen some pretty powerful Ganons in my day, not only from Granite State Grind that we hold here, but also from just my days of playing with some people from my hometown and seeing the somewhat competitive scene.
Speaking of Granite State Grind.
Oh, Granite State Grind.
You know, I've heard that, you know, some down the grapevine, little people have told me about little works that are coming up. Yeah, the voices up here tell me that there is a Granite State Grind happening soon.
Very soon. Granite State Grind will be happening on mark it on your calendars. October 1st from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the second level of the SNHU's dining hall.
Yeah, that big banquet hall
the
that's
big
up there.
Banquet hall.
You come in the front door of the dining hall, it's right there. That's October 1st at 1 p.m.
October 1st.
Is that when
1
sign-ups start or when the tournament
No,
starts?
sign-ups. Sign-ups will be starting, or there will be a post about sign-ups coming around tomorrow within a few days. But if you know a guy who knows a guy, sign-ups may or may not be available right now.
Okay.
Just saying.
Well, if
you can get in,
if you
sign up,
don't know the guy who
but
knows
if you
the
don't,
guy, then you
don't
can
worry.
keep an eye on our Twitter at SNHU Esports, and
That's the guy.
And we'll be able to see. Yeah, that is the guy. That's the guy who we know, right?
Yes.
Is Mr. SNHU at SNHU Esports. Who will be able to get that link up there. Get the rest of the big announcement posts up there as things get moving more on and on. But keep an eye on that. Turn your notifications on so you can see it the moment it drops. It should be a big deal there, as well as in our Discord at SNHU Esports should pop up there as well. So if you frequent either of those spaces or if you have notifications on either of them, you'll find out the moment it drops. Be able to sign up. Get ready for our second ever Granite State Grind, which should be a total blast. The first one was so much fun.
It was so much fun. I think that's how me and you got into casting the Super Smash Bros. I just casually walked up and like, hey, can I have the mic? Can I chill? Chris, can I take a load off?
It was a ton of fun. We had our couch up there just in the middle middle of the banquet hall, sitting there just lounging with our microphone. I mean, that was like the first time that we actually had Smash. I mean, not the first time, but one of the first times we actually had Smash here on the stream in our current like state of the program and everything. So now that it's back here in the VAR system, that's great. But Granite State Grind is your chance to get to see all of the individual players, you know, the players who aren't on the varsity teams, these Smash players who aren't here on campus. That's where you'll get to see them highlighted all on stream, fighting for that first place spot.
And from what I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, this is one of many different state tournaments that will get you placed. So if you are someone that's competitive and want to get into it, come on down October 1st. Honestly, you also don't even have to be into play. Maybe you just want to come watch and see your friend play, or you want to see you want to meet these SNHU Smash Bros players that we've been seeing for the past 2 weeks. You want to put a face to a name and a face to a character.
Yeah.
And you can just come and hang out, root them on, cheer them on, and just have a blast.
Hey, yeah, even if you're not a Smash player, if you're just someone who loves fighting games, loves esports, or just wants to hang out in a big spot, there will be plenty of fun to be had there. It's great to just come in, be in the space, watch all the games, and there will be pizza there.
There will be pizza?
There was pizza last time, so I'm going to hold you to it. There better be pizza this time.
All right.
All right. You
cannot
take the pizza away. But
I think it's enough of
enough of that. Enough of that.
Now
We're
it's
getting
time
in
to
game.
Get into the game. We got Insignia's Corn against JD's Ganon from Fisher. Who is this man?
I don't know. We haven't seen him at all yet, and Insignia is down to one stock here. I mean, this is deadly, right? Ganondorf could just find that one hit he needs, just take you off the stage with him, and boom, that's game right there. Could be exactly what they're looking for here, but Insignia could have a great chance to build up a ton of damage here as JD is caught up on that platform. We'll be able to get back down, stabilize, get back up on the stage. Is going to get a nice dash attack into the pin, but won't be able to secure too much damage for too long, as now Insignia is just fighting for this ledge positioning, doing a great job at just controlling space with these normals, but JD is finding these great stray hits to really challenge a lot of Insignia's pressure.
Yeah, Insignia's been doing a great job of just preventing this Ganon from kind of staying on the ground where he wants to be to get those hard-hitting moves. But hey, I will admit, when Ganon is on the ground, those moves are, and they are landing, they hit like a truck.
Absolutely, and now recovering up onto the ledge here. This is a dangerous spot for JD to be in. He is very, very high up, and Insignia, I mean, he's hit more than a couple back airs today. And he's really, really fishing for those 2-frame hits. If he finds one, I mean, that is pretty much a guaranteed kill. And that is every time JD's forced to recover, he has an opportunity to try and hit that tiny, tiny window to get that free hit. And we'll be able to get a nice back air. That's a ton of space gained. And now Insignia trying to bait out the attacks, dropping off for just a second, and popping back up to the ledge, trying to control some space here. The pin not going to go in, but is going to be able.
Barely. That kick was just skimmed, got right up close and personal to core in the lap with a perfect guard as well. It was nice.
Definitely a close encounter there. Will be JD finding a big hit now off the ledge. For SNHU to secure this lead. But now he needs to try and take this even further. He's at 120% against Ganondorf. Any hit could be fatal. That one almost took him off the side, but he's flying back up to the edge. At this moment, JD, I wouldn't really go for any of those big plays taking you off the ledge because he has to worry about the next player in SNHU's wings.
Yeah, you could see JD kind of hesitate where he wanted to go. Unfortunate swing, but hey, that was a great run from by Insignia, pulling out a Corn who a lot of us haven't seen him play outside of those who play alongside of him. Being able to pull out what JD's Ganon has in store, and kind of making him almost regret his decision, as we just saw in that replay of kind of respecting his opponent, not getting a little too greedy. But Insignia has done a fantastic job on that one stock on being able to pull out those resources. And now we get to see Cross pull out on the Falco and really use what he's watched from this Ganon's play, from Ganon and Insignia's duel, and being able to just be able to try to take it home for SNHU.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this Falco coming out last to anchor things down for SNHU. I think this is a great matchup for him into Ganondorf. He's going to have a great time fighting against a character that heavy, but Ganondorf as well, I mean, he does have some potential to get some early kills on Falco there, which we saw. I mean, JD, you know, it seemed like he had a little bit of a tough time actually finding those big kill hits on Insignia. Insignia finding a stock off of him and getting him pretty high up in percentage as well. But against a character like Falco, it's going to come down to how consistent Kruss is and how he plays his offense. He's going to need to bait out a lot of hits. He's going to have to spot dodge a lot of hits. He's going to have to whiff punish this Ganondorf so hard.
Yeah, but as we've seen from Kruss's other debuts, once he gets rolling, he'll get you from 20 to 80, and that's on a light going on a light character. Now against a heavy character, I'm predicting he can get you from 20 to 85 or even 90.
Yeah, and that each of that is going to go so far on some of these characters, because I mean, especially Falco is a character who's very, very comfortable going off stage. I don't know if you want to go off stage against Ganondorf, because that can easily just
and with a slam dunk,
right? But JD is a stock down.
So I don't. Yeah, with being at a stock down, and if Ganon does get that slam dunk, technically they both die.
Yeah.
So and JD is not in the position where a slam dunk is available. If it was inverse, we could totally see a slam dunk being portrayed. However, it's SNHU that has the 3 stock and Fisher that has the 2. So the plays that are going to come out and what this Ganondorf has to do to be able to play against Cross's Falco is, I feel like it's going to be somewhat similar to how he plays to how JD was playing against Insignia.
Yeah, this is going to be, once again, we talked about how at the final set of our first matchup with this kind of classic fighting game archetypes clashing against each other. First final match of our first set was, Bowser versus Mewtwo, big body character versus a kind of zoning, floaty character looking to control a lot of space. This time, got the rush down in Falco, got the big combo character playing against this big, heavy hitting menace, this juggernaut that is Ganondorf, who, if he finds an easy hit, that could be just the round right there. But for a character like Falco, he's got a lot of opportunities to go in. He's got a lot of opportunities to whiff punish. He's got a lot of opportunities to really, really make Ganondorf pay just for hitting buttons at the wrong time, which I think is going to be a big, big crux of this matchup.
Yeah. Ganon, as we've seen, Ganon is one of those characters that, similar to Ike, where Ganon's hard hitting, but it takes a hot second for him to do his next move. So that is going to be that's definitely going to be something to watch out, that JD has to watch out for this fast-moving Falco.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to build up a lot of percentage here. I mean, this is kind of what the matchup looks like, right? He's going to just try and pick his fights incredibly well, and by building up percentage using his blaster like this, he has so much control over whether or not he wants to engage based on his movement.
Yeah, as we saw, Cross doing a great job of just playing that long range with his stun blaster, being able to rack up damage onto the Ganon, making the combo game that much, and knockout game that much better. Warlock kick just barely missing, giving Cross the ability to send him all the way to 75 pretty much. That's insane.
Yeah, and Crust has not taken a single point of damage yet, and it's unlikely that he will anytime soon because he is doing such a great job of controlling this space, and this is so hard for Ganondorf to actually close distance it, and he's going to be able to get this combo here going in 111% for JD. Crust just holding on to this ledge, just playing it safe, playing conservative, exactly what he needs, but that throw coming through from JD will get finally 8.8% on Crust, but he is continuing to just zone out JD so hard.
Yeah, and that was a huge play. This Crust's Falco is doing for Falco just in general, is able to do such a great job of that kind of like being a fly around Ganon and staying from range, poking him with Blaster or Shine, and then his flash dash, and then just being able to get these multi-hits off to kind of stall out Ganon. Crust has been doing an insane job, as we see, getting Ganon up to 152, and pretty much putting Crust
and there
off
that's
the
gonna
edge.
kill. That's gonna kill. I mean, this is the matchup here, right? He's gonna run away. He's gonna shoot him with his blaster over and over until just a stray hit is enough to send this heavyweight off the edge of the screen. JD now already at 30% fresh into this new stock.
Yeah, and honestly, like I was gonna say, like this Ganon's been doing probably this Ganon's a bit annoyed with, you know, trying not being able to get into that close end range, having to take almost 50 to 70 damage before even getting a hit. on Crust.
This matchup has a mental toll for the
Yes.
Ganondorf here. That's kind of the buy-in, right? You gotta lose a little bit of your sanity if you want to try and deal with this matchup. And this is such a good. I mean, just shows how great the picks were coming out. Crust will finally go down here, but he has done so much damage to JD, and really he's just gotten, you know, already a fresh health, like a fresh health state to work with here, just to continue to
combos
play and
coming
getting
out.
so much damage off of these combos. Now seeing JD stuck on this top platform, having a tough time getting right back down. Crust unable to get that hit that he needs, but he will be able to just go in, try and play deep. JD cannot hit that slam dunk. He has to just take the hit away from Crust.
Yeah. JD's got to play very careful, hitting out 131 at the last stock, and this could be game for Fisher.
It's going to be so tough for him to get back on, but Crust might just send himself off. He's going to get spiked at 1-1. JD hanging on.
Too greedy.
I think he's just feeling himself here, but I mean,
Too
JD at the
flashy,
moment, JD is a dead man walking 142%. It's going to be very, very difficult for Crust to not get this hit. The ball is definitely in his court, but JD's doing a fantastic job of just solidifying this presence on stage. The sword is going to miss, though, and that rapid jab's not going to go through. Crust just trying to find this final hit that he needs, hitting into JD's shield now at 153%. Now off stage here, will be able to spike him down, finish things off. SNHU closing out this second set and closing out tonight with a W versus Fisher College White. What a great pair of sets coming out from SNHU.
I will say that was a little bit closer comfort on my end, and definitely some of his teammates agree that that was a little too.
I hear Crust saying we're not going to talk about it. Okay,
yeah, we're
just
not gonna
ignore
talk
that.
about it.
I hope the production clips the SD.
Oh,
or the,
I hope so. The attempt.
Please show me this. But
Please
I mean,
tweet us.
This shows how important the order of your roster. Yeah, here it is.
Here's
This is
the
so
clip.
sad. It's forever saved. And I mean, this just goes to show how important it is the order that you pick your roster in. Because having Falco in the wings, knowing that there is potentially a Ganondorf player on the other team, is a big deal. And so just being able to save that, pop that out there when it comes down to it. And it comes down to, Fisher College also leaving that Ganondorf to be the last possible pick for their team to anchor things down. Just an unfortunate matchup to close out those two sets.
Yeah, but again, this was a great first game for Smash's main season coming out here tonight. And yes, we had preseason. They kind of dominated the preseason, but this was an intense game to the wire.
Absolutely. Just two fantastic sets, a great showcase of every single player on the team. Really good stuff here tonight from SNHU as well as Fisher College. Some incredibly close games in there, so definitely a hard-fought battle from them as well. But that is all for us tonight. If you enjoyed this, if you want to support our players, support us here at the arena. If you want more in general, check out our Twitter at SNHU Esports for all sorts of clips coming out here from tonight, as well as match updates and updates on events coming out like Granite State Grind happening October 1st. Check our Twitter. Watch our Twitter for that to see all the latest news on that, as well as
tomorrow.
We do.
Hold
on. Wait a second. Also check out our Discord, which is /SNHU Esports. You'll find everything that you can find on our Twitter there, as well as the great community that is here in and around the arena. It's an awesome place to be. It'll